We join with other UUs in sounding the gong 3 times. Once for those who have gone before, once for those who are here today, and once for those who will come in the future. Listening to the sound today seems to somehow move me deeper. As we know, we have celebrations of life for Joe Messenger, Lori August, and Betsy Callahan coming in the next 6 weeks. Joe's service information is in your order of service. So let's take just a moment of silence to remember why we do ring the gong. Thank you. Thank you and welcome this morning. It's Sunday, it's April 21st, it's a beautiful day. You could be elsewhere and you're here, so welcome. I'm Lillian Fifield, one of your service leaders for today. Larry High will join us shortly. You are welcome here. You know, all of you, however you define yourself, wherever you come from, this is a place where you can be yourself. And we're very glad that you are here. We hope that you'll stay, especially if you're newer, and get to know us for coffee. We have some announcements in the order of service, along with other coming events. And much appreciation today goes to our new greeters. Would our new greeters kind of wave at us so everyone can know you are now greeters? It's Levi and, is it Kim? Matthew. Levi and Matthew, wonderful names. So they will be greeters on occasion, and for those of us who are elderly and carrying things, most appreciated. We also want to send our thank yous and gratitude to the rest of our staff. We've always got Jake Tranter back there on media, Genevieve Gonzalez in the office, and when he is here, Sean Shea as our musician. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Andy Anderson and Bonnie Anderson with a new introduction. I say that lovingly because they have been faithfully with us for a number of years, and I so appreciate that. So Reverend Andy and Reverend Bonnie were originally co-spiritual directors of the Center for Spiritual Living here in Roseburg, where I first met you. Andy, I think, was also the music director and choir leader, and then they retired. These days, they're traveling across country, sharing their music, workshops, and also doing sermons in other congregations. Andy's been described as a singer, a songwriter, and a poet who always comes from the heart. He composes and performs original, visionary spiritual music that inspires and uplifts those who listen. Creativity flows through him as he's continually creating new music. Reverend Bonnie is an inspirational speaker and teacher who loves to see the spark light up in the eyes of those who are listening. She speaks of ordinary and extraordinary things with a new perspective, often using personal examples. She delves into the truth, and she presents workshops for women and workshops with her musician husband, Andy, at churches, retreats, and conferences. And for those of you who've been here a while, she also facilitates our soul collages. The two of them have a beautiful home on the North Umpqua in Roseburg, so they'll be with us for a while. Also, they do concerts out there sometimes, and we know about them. It's at this point in our service that we collect for the fish food pantry. Some baskets will be coming around, and we want you to know we most appreciate any food or contributions that you can make for those who are in need, hungry, homeless, or ill. What we're doing now is actually the combined work of a number of churches in town, and they always welcome, of course, volunteers, and I think we still have someone sitting on the board, one or two, and they can always use new people. Thank you, Lily and Dana. And thank you for your contributions. I'm going to ask now if Al would come up, and he has a little bit to say to us about the current pledge drive.
Thank you. And JC? Well, we are the pledge team for this year, and Jody, who's sitting back there, was also a valued member of the team. This is the last official day of the pledge drive, and I am thrilled to be able to announce that we had many of you remember Bill Bedell, and he lives over in Bend, but he made a pledge, and that put us over $70,000. Now, yes, and just for comparison, the last time the pledge totals were that high was in 2018, so we did good this year. And you can see our flame up here is glowing brightly, and so anyway, would just like to acknowledge the team and also Laleen, who was kind of an ad hoc member of our group, and it is amazing the level of her dedication and effort in making all this stuff work. So thank you, Laleen. And JC, you want to say a word?
Well, just that, yes, we are alive, and we've got stuff to go forward, and it's time for the elders to get to be elders. All right? That's the word.
Okay. And before you leave, there's one thing we want to say to all of you who have pledged. Thank you.
Got one? Turn it off. We now open our service with the chalice lighting words. And today we've picked number 418 from your hymnals. You don't need your hymnals because I'm going to read the words. It's entitled Come Into the Circle by Israel Zangwill. Come into the circle of love and justice. Come into the community of mercy, holiness, and health. Come, and you shall know love, peace, joy. And with these words, we light our chalice, and Larry will join us. Larry is your service leader for the next part of the service.
Good morning. Our opening words today are from Frederick Gillis. Spirit of community. Spirit of community in which we share and find strength and common purpose. We turn our minds and hearts towards one another, seeking to bring into our circle of concern all who need our love and support. Those who are ill, those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit, those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. We are part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember, to love, and to care. We will now have a music selection by our wonderful Reverend Andy Anderson.
Living in the perfect moment. Don't worry about yesterday. One step in front of the other, smiling, it's a brand new day. I let the good times keep on rolling. It's the only way. I give thanks for everything around me. Let love just have its way. Sun keeps shining each and every day. I know where there's a will, there's a way. I won't let anything get in the way of me living in a bigger way. Oh, oh, oh. What a great day to be alive. I'm moving in a new direction. Don't think of what could have been. There's nothing that can hold me back now. Everything's okay. May mercy bring compassion, love and happiness, and overflow my life with kindness. Hallelujah, namaste. I am all that I am to be. You and me, there's only love, you see. What a great day to be alive. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Oh, oh, oh. La 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 la. La 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 la. Find in life what speaks to you. And don't ever let go, no matter what you do, yeah. see with both eyes open. It's a brand new day. Every moment keeps on pushing me to be more than I can be. And I'm always grateful, thankful with every breath I breathe. My life is so marvelous, beautiful. Everything's right here for me. I am all that I am to be. You and me, as only love you see. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Oh, yeah. Oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Oh, what a great day to be alive.
What a great day to be alive. We will now sing the children downstairs. Do we have any children going downstairs today? Oh, yeah. It's number 413, Go Now in Peace. And now we celebrate our, as they say, we celebrate our joys and concerns with candle lighting. We would now take this time to do so. Please join us for a spoken word or a silent moment. And if you'll line up to my right. We now do our weekly offertory. We are supported by the voluntary generosity of all who joined with us. Your support is what fuels this community and its mission. Your support keeps the flame of justice, community, and love burning brightly. What is given now is received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. For the gifts which we have received, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to expand our beloved community. Let's all rise and sing, "From You I Receive."
From you I receive, to you
And now we'll have another musical selection by the Reverend Andy Anderson, after which Reverend Bonnie Anderson will give us today's sermon entitled "The Universal Call to Oneness." That's right.
Greet the morning sun, knowing I am one with all of creation. See nature's beauty in me shine so I can see I live in harmony. And I'm so thankful for all that I am. I'm so grateful. I know that I can. So I just let the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. See the flowers and the trees all blowing in the breeze, moving as one. Smell the morning mist in the air, see God's face everywhere. I feel my power. And I'm so grateful for all that I have. Oh, I'm so thankful. I know that I can. So I just let the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. I wake up every day excited to see myself in a brand new way. I know I can have, I know I can be. The universe just say yes, it's all up to me. When I'm connected to the one, the source we all come from, I can feel his power growing, growing. I feel his love growing and growing. So I just let the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. Ooh, I just let the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. Oh, the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. I just let the power that's in me, the beauty within me, the love that is me shine its way today. Today.
Beautiful, Andy, beautiful. Thank you. The nice thing about having a musician for a husband that does this with me is I get to pick out what songs I want him to do. So, but good morning, everybody. I thought I'd give you a quick update if any of you were here to hear the talk I gave about going to some of us going to the Roseburg School Board meeting to talk about racism in the area. Well, our son Ben and Kate Comiskey have met with the superintendent of schools, and he's very open to starting a movement to face racism and deal with it in many different ways. And he said that he's just delighted, anyway, just ready for this. Oh, they have to be careful how they language things, because there are people kind of waiting to hear the wrong verbiage, and then they get very upset. So they're doing it carefully, but I was really encouraged. So there have been some results. And Andy and I are going next week. We're going to be speaking in Columbia, Maryland, in the D.C. area, and the week after that in Bellingham, Washington. So we're going on the road. So let's start with a meditation to center us. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath and let it go. I'd like to read a poem by William Blake, and let us just go deeply into the images of it. To see the world in a grain of sand, and heaven in a wildflower. To hold infinity in the palm of your hand. Imagine your infinity in the palm of your hand. An eternity in an hour. Just meditate on these images for a few moments. to see the world in a grain of sand, and heaven in a wildflower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. Take another deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I don't know where I saw that little poem by William Blake, but sometimes, some of you may know when you have an idea of something, sometimes things just come to you. They just pop up from the strangest places. So my topic today is the universal call to oneness. And I started thinking about it when I was driving the other day, like, what is oneness anyway? We talk a lot about, spiritual traditions talk about oneness. What is oneness anyway? And what I discovered is the easiest way for me to feel oneness is when I'm in nature and I'm seeing nature. So as I was driving down North Bank Road, the hills are so beautifully green, aren't they? And the sheep were all out on the hills, and the baby lambs, and the trees are leafing out. You can almost watch them grow, can't you? It's such a beautiful time of the year in Roseburg, and the colors of the flowering trees. I feel when I see that, it makes me feel oneness. I feel that feeling of oneness with everything. I see nature in me. Was a line in Andy's song. I thought, that's what I do. I'm seeing myself in nature. And the interconnectivity of the universe. It's easier to remember that for me when I'm looking at the river or I'm outside in nature. I'm sure you've heard this, that scientists have discovered that trees have a network of roots underneath, and it even connects them to other trees. And they share information like distress signals, like drought or cases of insect attack. And when there was a lack of water, they found that these certain trees actually shared when to take the water up out of the ground. Some trees did it in the morning, some trees did it in the evening, but they actually communicated. And some people have called it, get this, the worldwide, wait a minute, I said it wrong, I knew I would. The Wood Wide Web. The Wood Wide Web. So, and our world, especially right now, is full of separation. So how do we feel one? How do we remember our oneness when there's so much separation right now? You look, it's like black or white, yes or no, Republican or Democrat, born again or not born again. We see differences in each other a lot rather than the oneness. And right now it seems like it's magnified, isn't it? Anything that speaks different than what you believe, sometimes people get very upset and angry about it. There's very little cooperation in our government, not much reaching across the aisles. It's us against them. And war is the worst example of separation, isn't it? You feel so separate from another culture or another country or another person that you have to fight against them and actually take their lives. When you think about it, it's the ultimate example of separation. It's hard to believe it could come to that point, but look around the world. It has. So are we all one, or am I separate from you? It feels like we're separate. We don't, when we're around people, we don't feel like we're one with them, but are we? And most spiritual traditions, including Unitarians, talk about oneness. The Baha'i say, so intense must be the spirit of love and loving kindness that the stranger might find himself a friend, the enemy a true brother, no difference whatsoever existing between them. Wouldn't it be wonderful if that happened in the Middle East? Buddhism said the terms which appear to be opposites, like body and mind, or pure and impure, can be viewed as a single entity. It's all one. It's all one. Jesus said that all may be one as you, Father, are in me and I am in you. You are in me and I am in you. And the Unitarian principle, respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part. I love that. Respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part. That makes me think of Indira's net. You know, the tale of the gods built this beautiful, big, infinite net. Infinite, goes on forever and ever. And in each intersection of the net was placed a precious jewel. And each jewel reflected all the other jewels. So they're all reflecting. And that's like us. We all reflect each other, and we all impact each other. Whether we realize it or not, we're impacted by that. Andy and I celebrated our 45th wedding anniversary, if you can believe that. And we went to Joshua Tree, you know, in California, and we actually stayed in the desert. It was so cool. I'd never stayed, but there's a beautiful Airbnb right in the desert, and it was wonderful. And we, one of the things that the Airbnb listed that you should do when you're in the area is go see this sculpture that was built kind of in the middle of nowhere in the desert. So we didn't know what it was about, but we thought, what the heck? So we got in the car and went, and it really was in the middle of nowhere. And Jake, could you drop one of the slides? I actually brought some pictures. We came across this in the middle of the desert, and when you walk up from your car, you can't get right up to it, but close. It tells you that it is a tribute to oneness in the middle of the desert, and it's really remarkable. You can change the next slide. And to see that, and it's I don't remember how tall it was, Andy.
Almost 30 feet.
Yeah. And then the third one. Yeah. And around the it's diaphanous glass around the circle there with in the hand. And you could look at it from all different angles, and I'm sure in different lighting, it's different. At night they light it up, but it's just amazing. And I did some research and found out there's a you can see, it looks like there's nothing around there at all, but there is actually a Mojave Desert Resort or something there, and a very wealthy woman who owns it commissioned this artist to do this huge sculpture on oneness. And it's just remarkable. You know, we came upon it and we stood there and we said, oneness. Yeah, wow, oneness here in the desert. Somebody's celebrating oneness. It was pretty remarkable. Thank you, Jake. Yet, what does it really mean? Are we alone? Are we on our own? Or are we one with all that is? Are we connected to everything like in Indira's net? When we know we are one, we respect everyone. Because when we disrespect someone, we're disrespecting ourselves, right? It's just what goes out comes in. We live in the quantum field where all are connected. We all affect each other, and we all can raise our vibration together when we contemplate things like oneness, when we view something like this remarkable sculpture. Amit Ray said, "The true miracle lies in our eagerness to allow, appreciate, and honor the uniqueness and freedom of each sentient being to sing the song of their heart." What if we just let everybody sing the song of their heart, which is different for everybody, right? I remember I used to work for private college, and I went to high school kids and spoke on different subjects about the college. And I was getting ready to go out on a high school campus one day, and I went, you know what? Today I'm gonna see everyone through the eyes of spirit. And when I did that, I was like, oh, there's a mohawk. Whoa, the spirit's kind of, out there, bold and today, and then I'd see someone with purple hair. Whoa, spirit's very creative today. Or even tattoos or things that I would have looked down on, or someone dressed all in black with a trench coat. It's like, oh, spirit's quieter. So I saw it all, and it was so transformative. It was really a remarkable experience because we're all different if we can celebrate those differences rather than judge them. It's so easy with the high school kids to go, oh my God, if that was my kid, I wouldn't let him have a mohawk or whatever, but if we can celebrate the differences. When we know we are connected with everything, we can be fully present and enjoy the world we live in. Open to all possibilities, open to our own inner guidance and our higher self, our intuition, which speaks to us always. And when we're not afraid, when we're open and experiencing that oneness, we can allow that in. We don't build walls, we build monuments to oneness when we know this. But can we truly live this way? Well, I want to tell you a story about a friend of Andy's and mine named Phil Jones. He's no longer on the planet, but years ago when we lived in California, when we started going to the Centers for Spiritual Living there, he was the president of the board, and he would get up and read the vision statement of the of his own personal vision. He would read the vision statement of the church, and then he would read his own personal vision statement, which was, I live my life with passion and continue to let the good times roll. And he said, and he was an older guy, and he would say, a sort of scruffy guy said, I look in the mirror and I read that to myself. I say that to myself every morning. And if you want to make that your own vision statement, you can do it too, your mission statement. So he invited us to do that. And he was very inspiring to us. And Andy actually wrote his very first spiritual song in tribute to Phil. And actually, Phil passed away before he could hear it. But he's going to play it for us when I'm through. But Phil grew up in Detroit. And when he was a young man and a young husband, he worked for the auto industry on the assembly line. And I grew up in the Detroit area. An assembly line job was a good job. It wasn't a professional job, but you made good money. You could buy a house working on the assembly line. And so he worked there every day, and he went across the street where he would have lunch in this little tavern. He was sitting up at the bar eating his sandwich, and a guy came in, a big black guy came in and sat down next to him. Now, this is Detroit in probably the 60s, and that wasn't a usual circumstance. There was more segregation there, but he started chatting with the guy, and the guy looked him in the eye and said, "What do you do, Phil?" And Phil said, "Oh, I work across the street at the Ford factory," or whichever one it was. He goes, "Do you love it?" And Phil said, "No, I like it all right, pays the bills, it's a good job. I'm lucky to have it, but I don't love it." And he goes, The guy looked him right in the eye and said, "Get a job doing something that you love." And then he left the bar, and Phil never saw him again. But he planted a seed. So he started looking. He told his wife, "I'm going to quit my job and get something in the music industry." She said, "Are you crazy? That's not going to pay the bills." And he didn't sing, and he wasn't music. He didn't play an instrument. He wasn't even musical, but he loved music. So he's looking in the paper, and he's circling the jobs that have something to do with the music industry. And one of them was working in one of those shops, maybe a Steinway or something, where they have the rooms full of pianos, right? So he went there, and they said, "Do you play the piano?" And he said, "No, oh, sorry, you can't work here." So he ended up getting a job in the distribution center of a small record company, a new record company. And so he would send records out as they were sold. Wasn't a lot of records. And he got better, and he moved up. The company grew, and he moved up the ranks. And then eventually he was the head of distribution. And the company had grown a lot because it was Motown. It was Motown, and he was in the middle of, he got in at the ground level in Motown. And now he was sending out thousands of records all over the country. He was managing a team of people that did that, not doing it himself. And they had friends. They'd go to parties with Stevie Wonder and Smokey Robinson, played baseball on the company team with him. Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, all the greats, when they were just getting started, they were their friends. They were their group. He said there was one song, Stop in the Name of Love, where the beginning of it is stomping. Stop in the name. Well, they all went into the studio. They had all the secretaries and everybody come into the studio and stand on a plank of wood. And they did this, and they recorded it. That's where that sound came from. He's got so many stories. I mean, stories upon stories upon stories. He's got gold records in his house up on the wall. He had. And but it was just a great story. So he then went on to, when we knew him, he was the president of Fantasy Records in Berkeley, California, and loved what he did. But he left his job, his secure job, and did what he followed. He was open enough to follow the guidance of some stranger that walked in and gave him a message. And he said, that was my angel. That was my angel. And as I said, he never saw him again, but he changed his life. So this is what happens when we're open to guidance and not shut down and afraid, when we trust that we live in a friendly universe. We can connect with this interdependent web and allow others to assist us. Because when we come together, when we're connecting rather than separating, magical things happen. I was just reading what I wrote for this. Coming together to remind each other of this connection is one of the most powerful things we can do, and allows us to fearlessly speak out for love. That's one of the reasons people come to church, isn't it? For connection, like-minded people, that we can be reminded every Sunday to lift our vibration up higher and live in a bigger and more powerful way, and to let love lead the way, to let love lead the way. So I'm optimistic. I think that we can together change the world, see the oneness through the separation, and keep hope. Help us together to keep hope, because these are challenging times. Maybe we're here for a time such as this. So Andy's now going to perform his song that he wrote for Phil Jones, the first song he wrote on his first album.
Wake up and behold a brand new day before me. Excited to experience this day that God has made. I let love and joy go before me and greet the world as one. I give up myself to what's in front of me. Don't hold nothing back, just keep looking straight ahead. With Spirit as my guide, bring love from inside. It's my way, oh, it's my way to live my life with passion and let the good times just keep on rolling. I just live my life with passion and let the good times just keep on rolling. Allow my full potential to express the truth of me. I choose to go far in a bold and brand new way. I'm never blinded by the events that surround me. I'm never sided by the cause of yesterday. See, Just continue to give to what's in front of me. And don't hold nothing back, just keep looking straight ahead. With spirit as my guide, oh, release love from inside. It's my way, oh, it's my way to live my life with passion. And let the good times, oh, just keep on rolling. Oh, every day I live my life with passion. And let the good times just keep on rolling. Oh, keep on rolling. Just keep on rolling. Just keep on rolling. Oh, keep on rolling.
Woo. Thank you, Andy. That was great. So this is the time when we share. If you have any reactions or anything that brought up for you that you want to share. Larry's going to bring the mic around.
A couple of nights ago, I read in the paper that the Phoenix School was having a celebration. And I knew I was going to that dinner. Oops, can't seem to get the ring out. But when I was there last night with Lilene and meeting the people that I knew there who looked at me and said, Jackie, you're here. Where do you live? Why? You know, it's like I essentially was reappearing from some otherwhere. And I realized that that's my dream. Phoenix was a school that embraced the power within the abnormal, to treat each one who comes there as a whole, different but whole, and to honor that, and to just disregard, not involve in all the pain. But they did learn psychologically how to deal with the pain and let it go. But the point was, all these kids had value. And it was started by the three of us who all had learning disabilities.
Wow.
So we understood. And sometimes Lilene asked me if I'd served on the board, and I said, well, yeah, we learned that one of us had to be on the board because regular people who weren't learning disabled just thought if you just were stronger and no, they'd learn. No, they didn't. They were 17 years old and they hadn't learned yet. So, but to me, I'm feeling that that was my dream.
And now look at it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Can't pass that one up. You know, I think we often wonder in our lives what our purpose is or why we're here. And when Bonnie said, I wonder what the song or poem or whatever is in your life, my mind went in two different directions. The first one was, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And the second direction that it went was, what was I here to do? And I've asked myself that a lot of times over many years. And I realized that my life has been about being a builder, a change maker, and a believer that that little train, yes I can, yes I can, yes I can. And last night when I was sitting at the table quietly, watching people find JC and acknowledge her. I mean, we're talking about something she did a long time ago. But she served on other boards, helped start other organizations like League of Women Voters. I realized I was looking at a deeper dimension in her. I've always seen her as a builder, but she's never quite acknowledged that herself. But I wondered what her song is. So I've shared mine. I don't know if anybody else is interested in sharing part of theirs, but it certainly would help us know each other and how it is that we do indeed connect with each other.
Well said.
Bonnie, thank you so much for your presentation this morning. I was really impressed with the sculptures or statues, and I was interested in knowing what your interpretation of the holes in the hand and the way it was presented and how that interpretation spoke to you.
Yeah, it wasn't literal, that was for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the holes in the hand to me, just because you could see through them, and it seemed infinity to me. You know, how you could just see everywhere. I don't know that it really, if I really saw oneness in it, but it was just, it was the whole spirit of it, just being in where it was in the desert, the unlikeliness of it being there. It was kind of like anything is possible. Probably that was what anything is possible, and that beauty looks differently, many ways. You know, and the creativity just of it was pretty remarkable. How about you, Andy?
I was just in awe of the doggone thing. I was, you sit there and you look at it, and for me, I was just in awe of it. And it gave me shivers just looking at it, and just, I have no words to describe it. I just can't. It's just, you'd have to see it, and
Okay.
then once you stand in the presence of that, you're just in awe of it.
The first thing I thought of when it first came up was, in some ways, all of us are incomplete. And we find completedness through our interaction with each other.
Beautiful.
Because I know many times I feel, for one reason or another, that I'm not my best, I'm not at my best. And yet, I interact with someone that brings so much beauty and love to me that it soothes that over. There's a balm that floods over your soul when you interact with someone. And so I'm not sure that after looking at it more that, I'll see something else, but that was my first impression, was those hands aren't complete. And so thank you for showing us that. And
I
I'm going
love
to
that.
be looking at it and maybe going there. I thought, oh, that's a good road trip, Kathy.
Yeah, it's near Joshua Tree, and that's a great road trip, and you can stay near there. They do have an Airbnb on the resort. I looked it up. You can look it up, Mojave Desert Resort.
I forgot one more piece that I thought of. The beauty around those incompleteness.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Not to judge
The
our
jewels.
incompleteness, but see the beauty. I'm sorry, I forgot that little piece.
That's great. The beauty of the incompleteness, how beautiful it was around there. Yeah, that's great.
Well, to further the discussion about that and making me think about it is the hands are coming out of the earth and they're reaching. So they're reaching to the sky, they're reaching to each other.
Yeah.
you know, and so that to me, you know, creates the oneness, as Jem is saying to my left here, and that you know, when I lived down there for a year and a half, the reason I went to the desert was because of the emptiness of the place, and I felt more spirit there than I have felt in a lot of other places in my life, because it brings you so close to life and death. It's like, it's so empty, but it's so full. And so that it makes me want to go back there, because I've experienced that beautiful place. So
Yeah, the emptiness, you're right. We stayed, the Airbnb like had all this desert around it, and I would just sit out there and write, or in my journal, whatever, and it was just, it felt so empty yet full, but it was so peaceful and quiet. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed the pictures. Thank you, Jake, for being able to show those. That's awesome. Most churches we go to, you can't show pictures, so yay.
Our closing words today are from David E. Eaton, A Common Destiny. All living substance, all substance of energy, being, and purpose are united and share the same destiny.
All people, those who love and those we know not of, are united and share the same destiny.
Birth to death, we share this unity with the sun, earth,
Our brothers and sisters, strangers,
flowers of the field, now flakes, volcanoes and moonbeams.
birth, life, death, unknown, known, unknown. Our destiny from unknown to unknown.
May we have the faith to accept this mystery and build upon its everlasting truth. We will now extinguish the chalice. The words are by Margaret Mead, never doubt. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. As Reverend Jody would say, amen. We come this way by faith, leaning and trusting on the God of our understanding, uplifted in knowing that it is in this spirit of life that we live, move, and have our being. Let us all join hands in a circle and sing, "Go Lift It Up."